In our healthcare system, primary care providers are encouraged to treat child mental health concerns as a family issue. That means that when Kareem started to display symptoms of anxiety at home and school, he, his mom, dad, and sister were all part of Kareem's treatment and recovery process. But when Lena's dad was diagnosed with depression by his family doctor, he was treated in isolation. That meant that Lena and her brothers weren't provided with any extra support to help them understand their father's condition or some of the changes going on at home. Lena's dad was also not provided with any advice about how to parent while dealing with depression or how to talk to his kids about mental health. This is a problem. In 2009, a study estimated that at the very least 12% of Canadian children under age 12 has a parent coping with a mental illness. Research also tells us that kids who grow up dealing with parental mental illness are at a significantly higher risk of poor mental and physical health themselves and diminished academic and professional success. This goes beyond genetic predisposition and can be linked to the household stress, strained family relationships, and socioeconomic challenges that come up when a parent is dealing with a mental illness. To tackle this challenge, the Toronto Child Mental Health Organization is launching FIIT, Families in It Together, a social enterprise that will engage in research to develop a package of products that primary care providers can use to better support the families of parents with mental illness, and to do so in a more systematic way. The package produced by FIIT will have three main components. The first is a training mechanism for primary care providers to become more aware of this service gap. This would take the form of in-person and online professional education modules that are accredited and count towards the continuing professional development requirements that licensed care providers need to meet. This accreditation will help incentivize uptake. The second is an assessment and planning tool to support care providers to gauge the level of need of parents and their children and to determine in what areas support might be beneficial. And finally, there is a resource kit for families that can take the form of an online education platform, an app, or a set of physical resources. This kit will support parents to understand how their illness might impact their children, how to talk to their children about mental health, and how to help their kids build resilience. The kit will also include a comprehensive list of community resources that families can tap into for some extra help. To develop its initial offering, FIIT plans to bootstrap through the use of existing capacities at the Toronto Child Mental Health Organization, as well as some volunteered time. FIIT will also seek out opportunities to obtain innovation grants. In particular, FIIT will be seeking an innovation grant from the Ontario Centre of Excellence for Child and Youth Mental Health based in Ottawa, which is also currently funding some research about the challenges faced by families dealing with parental mental illness. This makes the center a natural partner. Following rollout, fees charged for the professional development course and a subscription fee charged to access the screening tools and family resource platform will support the ongoing costs of maintaining, updating, and expanding the initiative. These costs will be borne by the primary care providers who can then offer this resource to their clients. Eventually, further partnerships with academic or research institutions will be sought. These will allow us to study the effectiveness of FIIT's approach and determine whether there are tangible improvements in family quality of life in the short term, and whether over time there is a decrease in the incidence of poor mental health amongst kids and parents with mental illness. Ultimately, FIIT seeks to disrupt the current way in which primary healthcare providers approach mental health treatment for adults who also happen to be parents. And it seeks to create a shift where we systematically meet the needs of children dealing with this particular adverse life circumstance early and more cost-effectively than dealing with more difficult outcomes later in life. It's a means of bridging the current way we deal with many mental health challenges, reactively, to a model in which we seek to prevent future mental health concerns. FIIT's ultimate goal is to play a part in interrupting an intergenerational cycle of poor mental health and to make sure that kids like Lena and parents like her dad get the support they truly deserve.